Good evening. I'd like to call the Village Board meeting for the Village of Cary for April 5th, 2022 to order with roll call, please.
Walrath?
Here.
Collier?
Here.
Dudek?
Here.
McAlpine? Here. Weinhammer? Here. Cavelli? Here.
Thank you. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll now move to the open forum where the public is invited to make an issue-oriented comment of any matter of public concern not otherwise on the agenda. I have one individual signed up, Frank Stuckelberg. Did you want to come up? You can come up to the podium.
I see that we took care of part of the situation on Route 14 out there as far as getting rid of the red lines from what the state had put in as far as in front of the Cary State Bank, but we just had the orange lines there. And technically, you cannot really cross over those orange lines even because it doesn't say any no left-hand turn on into Cary Chase Bank. And before they always had a white area which would come in there to where you can make a left-hand turn in the Cary Chase Bank. And that was never re-put back in again. So we're kind of in a problem. Do we put up a sign out in front of the Cary Bank, Cary Chase Bank, and in the roadway area, no left-hand turn in the Cary Bank? Or who's gonna take the responsibility of the ticket when a truck comes down in that lane and you got another car coming in the lane and both of them get killed? What's gonna happen there then? We gotta take care of this before we get to too much of a complication of a problem of turning into Cary Chase Bank on a left-hand turn.
Okay, thank you for your comments.
It's a very serious problem.
We'll take a look at it while our chief review some of these things, and that's a Illinois state road, so we have to deal with IDOT when it comes to the markings.
I know that from Cary Bank that from Cary Chase Bank, they make left-hand turns in there all the time.
Okay. Well, thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that would like to address the village board? We'll go ahead and close open forum at 6:03. A few things on my report tonight, a couple of employee recognition. First, Jason Oltiz was with our police department for 20 years. He is unable to attend the meeting tonight, but perhaps the chief has a couple things to say about Jason.
He's been a member of the department for 20 years. He's currently assigned to patrol, and he's been there very reliable for 20 years, performing his duties as requested.
Thank you. And now another employee recognition. We have Matthew Anderson with our Public Works Department. He's been here for 5 years. Do you want to meet me up front, please? It seems like 5 years ago. Who lives in Brooklyn? About 5 years. Congratulations. Matt is with our Public Works Department, and I'm sure that we've got some glowing remarks.
Yeah. Pick one. Yeah, Matt's been with us 5 years, like you had said, and Matt joined right before we started the construction. So he was thrown right into the mix of things and was a big player during the construction and helping, juggle the plant operation while all that was going on, which was a challenge. Most of it was we had a real bad winter that year. I like to refer to him as the professor or Dr. Science. When it comes to wastewater biology, he understands that he has been a big part in getting that phosphorus removal system we put in up and running. I defer most of those questions to him because he has just done a great job. And since I've moved up from the chief operator and Matt has taken over, it's taken a load off of me. I don't have to worry. I haven't had to worry about the wastewater plant operation. And he's also been getting more involved in the water group too. He just passed his certification, state thing here this year. So real big asset to the whole village, and he's great with the guys, and they all seem to love him, and we have a lot of fun down there. Yeah, thank you.
A small token of our appreciation for the 5-year anniversary. Thank you very much for Now, the first of my 4 proclamations tonight, so anybody else that wants to jump in, just let me know. It is my pleasure to have Danny Brzezina read our proclamation for April as being Autism Awareness Month, and I'm going to invite Danny up here to read the proclamation one more time. I believe this is the 4th time he's done this, so we're very excited that he is here doing this for us. Come on up, Danny. You can sit in my chair, as usual. Don't get too comfortable.
No, trust me, I won't.
You can hit the gavel, too.
You want to hit the gavel? Give it a tap on the table.
Heck.
There you go.
Autism. It is a development disability affecting the social community and behavioral skills of those affected by it, and as more healthy professionals become more proficient, thank you, in a diagnosing, geez, I'm all over the place tonight. Autism, more children are being diagnosed on the autism spectrum, resulting in rates as high as 1 in 54 children nationally. And it is known that with community support, autistic individuals can lead distinguished and productive lives to reach their fullest potentials. Now, therefore, it has been resolved that I, Mayor Koenig, Mayor of Village of Cary, do hereby proclaim April 2022 as National Autism Awareness Month and in the village monthly in the Village of Cary. Date this 5th day of April 2022.
Thank you very much. That was awesome. Appreciate it. And when the first year Danny did this, he gave us all buttons, so I wore my button for him tonight for this. And a blue tie. How's that?
How about a picture?
Thank you very much. And thank you for Danny's family for all your support with this. Okay. First of another proclamation, Earth Day April 22nd, 2022, whereas the global community now faces extraordinary challenges such as environmental degradation, climate change, food and water shortages, and global health issues, and whereas all people, regardless of race, gender, income, or geography, have the moral right to healthily sustain environment, and whereas a sustainable environment can be achieved on the individual level through educational efforts, public policy, and consumer activism campaigns. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mark Koenig, Mayor of the Village of Cary, do hereby proclaim April 22nd, 2022 as Earth Day in the Village of Cary to support environmental initiatives in the Village of Cary and to encourage others to undertake similar actions, dated this 5th day of April 2022. In relation to that, the Village of Cary, in conjunction with the Cary Park District, is doing an Earth Day cleanup in the Village of Cary, and it's going to be on April 22nd, 2022, from 9 to 4. I believe you have to sign up for this. There's waivers to sign to help us, so we're looking for help from the community to help us do a little of cleaning up within our community, and this ties in really well with Earth Day on the 22nd of April. In addition to Earth Day, we have a proclamation for Arbor Day, which is April 29th, 2022. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for planting of trees, and whereas the holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our village increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mark Hownick, Mayor of the Village of Cary, do hereby proclaim April 29th, 2022 as Arbor Day in the Village of Cary, dated this 5th day of April 2022. In conjunction with this, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, are we not planting some trees on our new property for Arbor Day this April? So we look forward to that, the new forestation of our new property here. So, last but not least, we have a proclamation for National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, April 10th through the 16th, 2022. Whereas over 1.5 million dedicated men and women are engaged in the operation of emergency response systems for federal, state, and local government entities throughout the United States. And whereas these individuals are entrusted with the responsibility for responding to telephone calls from the general public for police, fire, and emergency medical assistance, and for dispatching such assistance to help save the lives and property of our citizens. And whereas the Village of Cary, such calls for assistance include not only police, fire, and emergency medical service calls, but also encompass governmental communications related to highway safety and maintenance activities, parks and recreational festivities, as well as village services in the community, all of which serve as a source of village pride and identity. And whereas the Southeast Emergency Communications, Telecommunications, which we call CCOM, is part of America's public safety telecommuters daily serve Cary citizens in countless ways. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Mark Hownick, Mayor of the Village of Cary, do hereby proclaim the week of April 10th through the 16th, 2022 as National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week, and encourage everyone to be aware of the dedication, professionalism, and property and life-saving efforts put forth by our telecommunicators, dated this 5th day of April 2022. So that, in a nutshell, are our proclamations for this evening. I got this here. It's an easy one tonight. Now, moving on to the items at hand, I will entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items A through L as shown on the village's website and displayed on the village monitor during the village board meeting.
So moved.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I skip over that? I did. Are there any trustee reports? None said? So we're just going to go ahead with what I just said about the motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please. Courtney?
Cavelli,
Yes.
Walrath,
Yes.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Dudek,
Yes.
Collier,
Yes.
McAlpine.
Yes.
Thank you. And before moving on, I just want to, here it is. I just want to call out the budget process with the Village of Cary. I kind of wanted to put this out in items for separate action, but to expedite the things, I just wanted to really recognize our staff for putting together an exceptional budget. Most people don't realize what goes into putting together our budget. I brought if I can find it here. Our budget process starts in November, believe it or not. And so we're just another 7 months away from starting this whole process again. And there's a lot of input by Village Board. They put together our CIP, our capital improvement plan, so we can make educated decisions. And this budget is brought to us balanced, and we are very excited about the opportunities that we have. We do have a little bit of fun things in there that are going to make it better for our community at large, and we're finally able to do some of these things. We're going to bring back a couple of employees that are much needed to really help us grow this community as it should be. So I want to thank our staff, all the department heads, especially finance, and Jake, under your leadership, things have really come together really quite nicely. So thank you very much for that. And tucked away in Courtney. Courtney runs the show, so she knows. But tucked away in our consent agenda is a very vital part of our business, and we don't make any decisions based on anything that's not in our budget. So it's a big deal. So thank you very much for everything that you do.
And we appreciate all the board support, all the time that the board put into it, too. Those meetings on Saturday, I know you probably have some other things that you may want to do on a Saturday, but certainly appreciate the feedback and dedication.
Thank you. Now, administrator support. Jacob, do you have anything?
Nothing, Mayor.
Thank you. Department head reports, start with Chief Finland.
Nothing right now, thank you.
Director Morimoto.
Just a couple updates. With it being April now, we do have, as you mentioned earlier, the cleanup event on Earth Day coming up on the 22nd. And in that same theme, we do have the reminder for spring cleanup, which is our bulk pickup from Flood Brothers. The first half is beginning on Saturday, April 23rd for the north side of town, north of the railroad tracks, and then the following Saturday, the 30th, for the south side. And then appreciate Trustee Weinhammer for the reminder. I'd forgotten to mention that, just as another reminder, Flood Brothers has the regular yard waste collection. So with your regular trash pickup, you can now resume putting out yard waste, and that began this week with your regular pickup. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Simmons? Are there any future agenda items in discussion by the village board? None said, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. 6:17. What interruption?